upsetting season. You know, nobody wants to go, but 4-8, however they were. But we just have high expectations for ourselves. So last year, that was like, it was like a dagger to us, you know, it really cut us deep. So this year, our expectations are still high. We're still going out there to try to be the best, the greatest, and we're just going to keep working.
Do you hang out here all summer, or do you go somewhere?
I've been here all summer, since May, every day.
Coach Nuda talked about creating turnovers. How much of an emphasis is that for you guys?
It's a big emphasis because, you know, last year we really didn't have that many. And to the guys, you know, in practice, all we're gonna be preaching all day is make sure turnovers. Which is interceptions, which is punching at the balls while the offensive guys have it. So just getting that mindset of we need the ball back, so our offense can go out there and go to work.
Now, weren't you a guy that you would go home every now and again in summer class?
Yeah. I was cause you know I have a son,
Right.
So yeah, I used to go home a lot. But I talking to my mom, you know, she's a real big role model for me. She just told me I need to stay up here and get my work done because right now, this is what is important. You know, back home, you know, even though you have a son, you have everything else. There's nothing really but trouble. So just stay up here, get your work done, and stay focused.
So would they get him up here every now and again to see, or what?
Yeah, my mama helped me out and try to get him up here as much as she could. But most of the time, sometimes I come home for the weekend. I just wouldn't tell nobody. I just be in the game.
You mentioned the high expectations and the urgency level for this team. You open up with BYU and Oregon back-to-back at home. When you look at the schedule, what ran through your mind when you saw those 2 games?
What ran through my mind is just opportunity. You know, when playing big-scale teams like this, you got a lot of people watching. And it might not be for your team, but just to see what the other team has. And that's just a great opportunity for us to reveal to the world what we can do, you know. So these 2 big games, that's great for us. Actually, this whole schedule is great for us because there's no slouches, really. There's no slouches on our schedule. So for us to go out there, we just, like I said, high expectations, you know. We're not looking like we're going to bat on nobody. We're not going to lay down on nobody. We're going to go out there and play aggressive, play UVA football.
You've moved around at the linebacker spot some too. You feel like you've kind of found a home where you're at right now, or is the jury still out a little bit?
I feel comfortable where I'm at right now. You know, I'm still trying to learn every position, every linebacker position that's out there because, you know, the more I know, the more positions I can play, and I'm not as limited as whoever else that just knows one position.
Daquan, you talked about Steve Greer and LaRoy Reynolds. What were some of the things that you learned from them over the last couple of years, and what do you hope to impart on your teammates and the whole linebacking core going forward?
I'll go by one by one. From Steve Greer, it's almost like being a quarterback on the defensive side, you know, because he might not have been the fastest guy or the strongest guy or the quickest guy, but mentally he knew the game. He knew what offense he was going to do. He knew what play was coming. He can call out the play before it was even happening. So from him, just stay in the film room, you know, study tendencies, what offensive linemen may do, what quarterback steps from the running backs and things of that nature. From Roy, he was like a big brother, you know, being from the same area, even though he's from Norfolk across the water. It's just like he taught me the things that a big brother would, like, you know, you got to stay hungry. You got to keep that chip on your shoulder. You can never get complacent and think, you know, you're great, you're this, you're that. He always told me, like, you haven't done nothing. So you have nothing really to be proud of. You should have that chip on your shoulder. You should go out there and be aggressive and hit people. Make people feel where you're coming from, you know, the struggle that you came from. And so from him, it was more of just a mentality. And from Greer, it was more of a mentality in the same, but a more, I guess, different approach with it.
After putting up such prolific numbers in high school and being so effective there, and now the fact that you are sort of an upperclassman, but you said, you know, you're now sort of entering the season, the starting role, it's a different attitude approach for you. Do you feel like you're kind of starting your career in some ways, or is that just an overstatement?
No, I understand what you're saying. I do feel like this is really the start of my career because it's actually an opportunity for me where I'm the starter, so it's different. You know, like at Alabama, you know, they have like a 2-year cycle almost. So like linebackers only get you only get 2 years to produce or to show your skill, to show yourself. So that's how I'm just looking at it. I'm not trying to look at it from a negative aspect as where I feel like I should have been this, I should have been that, because I'm here for a reason. You know, I got these 2 more years for a reason, and that's just the way I'm looking at it. Everything's positive for my mindset, and that's all I'm trying to trigger down to the team. It's just a positive energy. No negative thinking. You don't need it. If that's what you're about, then we don't need you on the team.
We're going to let Day-Day head back down to the